Hey, what's up everybody? It's Trev, back at the garage. Lately, while I've been driving, I've been hearing this squeak, 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 squeak. It's time to do some brakes. So even though my last eBay experience with the fuel pump wasn't the greatest, I hopped back on eBay, got a new set of front brake pads and rotors from a company from Canada. Let's take a look at them here. We got ceramic brake pads. Cool. And because they were on eBay, they were cheap. Cross-drilled and slotted rotors. They are beveled in the cross drills, which is nice. And I believe they're zinc plated. Now, why, do you ask, does a Jeep need drilled and slotted rotors? Well, simple answer, it doesn't. And actually, a common misconception is these allow for better cooling, and that is not the purpose. If you think about it, when you drill a hole in here, you're taking away surface area, and the more surface area you have, the better the cooling is. These fins are what allow the rotor to cool the best, which is why if you buy performance brakes, you can get directional fins that are actually angled to catch air and scoop it back up into the rotor better. The purpose of drills, of drilling holes or slotting the rotor, is that when your brakes get hot, the brake pads will actually start to emit a gas from the bonding, and that gas will get in between the pad and the rotor, and that's how you get brake fade. That's why when your brakes get really hot, you can't stop at all. So the purpose of the slots and the holes are to allow a place for that gas to go. The gas can escape, your brakes maintain their function. Now, as far as putting it on a Jeep, I'm usually not stopping that fast that I'm really worried about brake fade. Or off trail riding, you know, your brakes don't get that hot, you're just crawling along in four-wheel drive low, so how fast are you really going? I got them for two reasons. One is they just kind of look cool, sue me. But by my way of thinking, is they might help out a little bit on a trail ride, because when you go in the mud and you get a whole bunch of mud stuck in your brakes, every once in a while, you know, I'll come out of a mud hole, hit the brakes, and there's barely anything there. I'm worried I'm going to hit the Jeep in front of me. So maybe, and this is just kind of thinking out loud here, but maybe with the holes and even the slots a little bit, that'll give the mud stuck in my brakes a place to go. The pad can squeeze onto it, it'll push the mud through and into the middle here, which of course will then affect my cooling, but again, not going that fast, and once you do get it going fast, it'll probably sling the mud right out. But I almost wonder if that'll help once I'm coated in dirt and mud, if that'll help me stop better. Let's throw them on. There we go. A little bit of dirt in there. Kind of to be expected the way I treat this Jeep. Press the caliper. Never want to let your brake caliper hang by the hose. You could potentially damage the hose. And then, once again, you're not stopping. Not well, at least. Well, I can tell you one thing. These new rotors definitely feel a good bit heavier than my old ones. Oh yeah, these things are definitely heating up too. Look at all that crud caked in there. Ha! Yeah, those were pretty well spent. So it's funny, sometimes you start concentrating so much on making a video that you lose a little bit of track of what exactly you're doing. I had to take this back apart real quick because I had the wrong rotor in there. I want them to face, I mean, they're really not directional because of the fins, but they are drilled and slotted in a certain direction, so you do want them to spin forward. I don't exactly know the physics behind it, but changed it over. Now we're going to do the other side and finish this up. Now, when I was working as a full-time mechanic, it was common practice for me to clean and lubricate where these pads would sit and slide on the bracket here, and also where they pressed up against the back of the caliper. However, seeing as I know I'm going to just take this into the mud and the muck and it's going to get dirty and none of that grease is going to last very long anyway, I'm not going to bother. The main purpose of that grease really is just for noise. So were this somebody else's car that I was doing a brake job on and it was just a regular car, then yes, I'd put it on. But for a Jeep, especially one that sees a lot of off-roading, not much point to it. So on a side note, I did do an alignment. I got the wheel slightly off to the left, but it's still driving nice and straight. If you guys recall from the Rouse Creek video, my steering wheel was very far off to the right after hitting something, which is what caused this. Yay, my new wheels are getting wrecked so quick. Anyway, I could not see anything bent, and I'm pretty sure something has got to be bent somewhere, and it's probably this. But I just went ahead and did an alignment to make sure everything was straight and get the wheel centered back up, and I guess we'll find the weak link the next time I hit something hard and it bends the rest of the way. But anyway, my brakes are done. We'll see how these cross-drilled and slotted rotors work. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you guys later.